The goal is to completely take your power back in every area. And the majority of us, I'm not saying all of us, however, the majority of us have been led through life in a way where we've been trained to give our power away. What does that mean? That means that we've been trained to ask for permission. We've been trained to take the word of other people because they have a degree, or they're experts, or they're in authority, or whatever it may be, right? We've been trained to listen to other people more than listen to ourselves. We've been trained to tune into the news. We've been trained to tune in to celebrities and what they're doing and hold them ahead of us. And anyone that's in a status, a way of status, like a status symbol, whether it be celebrities, whether it be because they make more money, whether it be because their job title, whether it be because they have a degree, whatever that may be, we've been trained to be like, oh my gosh. Typically, not everyone, right? Not everyone. I know I certainly looked at anyone that was ahead of me as the same, just a little bit further ahead. I remember when I met a mentor of mine for the first time in 2019, multi-millionaire within my industry, and he's achieved a lot. Yeah, he's definitely an inspiration for me. And everyone else that was meeting him was like, oh my God. And I'm like, you know what, mate? I'm going to get where you are one day. It's already happened. I feel it. You're just a few steps ahead. And I really respect and appreciate you for what you've done. However, I just see you as my equal, right? And this is the way that we should approach everyone. It doesn't matter who they are or where they're at. The fact of the matter is we are all equal. It doesn't really matter about status symbols and jobs and money and whatever. We're all human beings and we all have a story. And regardless of where anyone is at in their life currently, we all have something to learn from one another if we just sit down on a level of neutrality and equality and just speak to one another and get to know one another's story and what makes them happy and sad and all of that stuff and angry, because really and truly we're all connected and we all have very many similarities around us that we've been trained to forget. Because if we just really zoom out, we zoom out of everything. We zoom out of our lives, our emotions. We zoom out of our community. We zoom out of our country. We zoom out of the whole world. Just zoom out. This is the way that I really love to look at everything. It's just zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. And just look at everything for what it is. Look at everything for what it is. And if we look at the current world order, should we say, and everything that's going on in the world right now and has been for the last however long that I can remember anyway, and even before that, the intention of the wider agenda, the people that are in control of this planet, the intention is to divide and conquer, right? This is why the news is the way that it is. This is why it's pointing fingers and blaming and getting your emotions, and because that's how they get us, right? They connect to our emotions. And this is where propaganda is like, and this is why it's really important that we unplug. And that if we're plugged in, that we do our research holistically, that we don't just look at the one side that we're biased towards and be like, yeah, I'm right. It's like, no, there's very many truths to this, honey. Let's just zoom out and look at it all, yeah? Because that's what they want. They want to divide and conquer, because when we are divided, where there's no unity, there's no community. And if you're living in the Western world, I'm speaking from my perspective as a Londoner, right? I remember when I was in London, I haven't been there for 5 years, so I can't really speak on its current situation, but I have heard that it's got a lot worse than what it was. No community. People don't really know their neighbours. People don't really talk to each other. And then you wonder why things are so between people, is because there's no community. There's no connection. There's no shared interest. Apparently, there's no shared interest. When there is, because the shared interest is of the people, is of everyone being able to support themselves and support each other, and to be able to live comfortably and connect and be happy and feel safe and be healthy, right? It's all shared interests that for some reason has been lost along the way because of this wider agenda of divide and conquer. And a huge way that they have caused that to happen is to make us believe, every single one of us, that the power is outside of ourselves. The power is outside of ourselves with finances. The power is outside of ourselves with health. The power is outside of ourselves with our own decisions in whatever we want to make for ourselves. So many people that I speak to are so scared, fearful, for want of a better word, to make a decision for themselves to start a business that they can clearly see is going to enable them to create a better life for themselves. But they're so scared to give themselves permission to invest the time, energy, effort, attention, and money into doing that because they're scared of what other people might think, or because their family wouldn't approve, or their partner wouldn't approve. And it's like, why are you giving that decision to other people? Why are you allowing others to even affect your decision, their judgments based on their story, based on their experience, based on their limiting beliefs? Why? It just doesn't make sense to me. And we give our power away with our health to doctors that don't even know about the human body. And if you have a look at the health ministers that have been in charge in the government in the past, have you seen them? Have you seen them? God, one of them, I can't remember her name because I'm really not plugged in. I just see these photos and these memes, but one of them reminds me of you know that slug on Monsters Inc., the secretary slug with the funny hair. And we're taking health advice from her as a people. You either laugh or cry. It's like, how disconnected and stupid must we be as a populace? God. And there's no judgment. Please don't take my laugh for judgment. I'm not judging, I'm not mocking, nothing like that. It's just when you just zoom out and look at everything, it's just fucking crazy. It's so crazy. And now RFK is leading the health in America. Again, I'm not totally plugged in, I'm not an expert, but please share what you think and what you've seen and all of that stuff. I'm open to the conversation and to learning more. However, RFK, he's like 72 or something. Have you seen him? He is healthy as fuck, and he's getting meh for people because of the brainwashing and the training that's happened. It really goes deep, right? And this is why we're being divided and conquered, because we've been trained to give our power away in every area, right? In every single area. And the idea is to take our power back, which is what they don't want, because when we take our power back, we're sovereign beings. We're like, no, I'm not gonna. What? You're gonna tell you're forcing me to put something in my body that hasn't been tested, but you say it's safe. All right, that's being created by a company that has been fined millions, maybe even billions. I mean, I know they've been fined a lot. I plug in enough to know these things because I trust my intuition more than other people telling me stuff, right? And you're telling me to put something in my body by a company that's been fined millions or billions because of vaccine injuries that they've just covered up. It's just swept it under the rug. Oh, it's okay, darling. Let's just not talk about this. And then they want to hide certain documents about what's happened. Oh, are we not? If you're not asking questions yet, when will you start asking these questions? You have to, otherwise you'll lose your job. Fuck off. I can make money anywhere. Have you seen the world we live in? Have you seen the world we live in? Have you seen the opportunity that's around? Really? I'll lose my job. Fuck your job. Fuck you telling me how much I'm worth. Fuck you telling me when to work. Fuck you telling me how to work. I will create something for myself. Fortunately, when all of that happened, I was already in a position where things were good, and I'd already started something for myself. And I'm really not being, what's the word? It's not my intention to be heartless towards the people that were affected with this here. It really isn't. And my heart really, really goes out to everyone that's been affected by this absolute shit show and this bullshit that's been going on. It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart because I know that if people were just in their power, it's simple. It's not necessarily easy because of all of the training that we've gone through. If they were in their power, they would have just been like, fuck off. And it breaks my heart that we have all been trained, because I've come from this, right? I'm not just speaking from a high horse here as if I don't know how it feels. I used to be depressed and anxious and unfulfilled, and I was a corporate slave, and I was plugged in, right? So I get it. Drinking drugs and asking other people what they think because I didn't fully trust myself, and I get it, right? And it breaks my heart because of how we've all been trained to move through life from a sense of fear, such a deep sense of fear that really stops us from living. People think they're living, but they're not. They're really dead inside, a lot of people. And you can tell this through their eyes. You can really see through their eyes. And it's really heartbreaking. It really is. So please, in no way, through my laughter and through the voices that I make or whatever, I'm really not. I'm not making fun of anyone, and especially the people that are suffering. I'm just laughing at the whole situation of itself, because on a wide scale, if we really think about all of this, it's nuts, it's crazy, and you either laugh or cry. And I normally cry and then I laugh, or I just laugh because it's like, fuck, what else you gonna do? And it's the same way that we get out our that kind of emotion anyway, because if you think about it, crying is and then laughing is so it's coming from the same place and moving the same energy. It's just different side of the scale. Anyway, I digress, and I'm very sure that I may have triggered a few of you there. However, that's just the nature of my human design, being a 5-1 reflector with the gate of friction. And just know that triggers are medicine. They're medicine. It's never done in maliciousness from me at all. Everything that I share always comes from my heart. Well, I can't say always, because I'm still working on certain aspects of opening my heart. However, my intention the majority of the time is sharing from my heart, especially on my socials. So yeah, there's that. It's really important that we take our power back, because what's been happening, especially over the last 5 years, but even decades prior, have been prepping them for this, is this training of disempowering us, of disconnecting us from our innate knowing and our innate power. Now, we're human beings, every single one of us, and with that being said, we are souls having a human experience. We're not human beings with a soul. We're not human beings with a body. We're not human... Well, actually, we're a soul with a body. We are not a body. We are not a mind. We are a human being, however, we are a soul having a human being experience that has a body and that has a mind. And what do I mean by that? I mean that our body and our mind, they are tools that when we master, most especially our mind, and when we tune into our body and its innate guidance, it really allows us to create such magic in our lives. And every single one of us has our own way, our own flow, our own mission, our own purpose, yeah? And they've trained us to believe that it's just same, but different. And no, it's not same, but different. It's very fucking different for every single one of us. Every single one of us, where's that word? Fuck! It's annoying when that happens. Every single one of us operates. There we go, found it. Every single one of us operates differently. We move differently. We need different things. And for me, the human design has really allowed me to decondition myself away from this training of having to do, work hard. So fuck off. I didn't come here for that. Came here to enjoy my life. Thank you very much. That's what I'm going to do. Human design really supported me. So if you haven't looked into your human design, I highly encourage you. There's so many different free resources available where you can check it up. You are going to need your birth date and your birth time and all of that good stuff. But yeah, it's really important that we take our power back in all areas. Our health first and foremost, because that's how they get us, yeah? They if you don't already know, where have you been? Have you been under a rock? What's going on? But they're poisoning us through our water and through our food. So it's really important that we empower ourselves to make better choices for ourselves. And this takes time, because they've made it in a way where the really healthy food is more expensive than the cheap food. However, we get to shift over. And when we really go into the nitty-gritty of it, we do not need to eat as much as what they've trained us to believe that we need to eat. We really don't. So it's really unlearning to relearn and then retraining ourselves, yeah? So slowly on this. This is a marathon. This is not a race. And the water as well, switching your water is going to be the best thing for you. And this is where my journey started, is switching my water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link below this video. There's going to be wealth alchemy training that talks about the business that's involved as well. I go into wealth alchemy and then I go into how you are the wealth and how you get to create wealth with the business model that includes this water and switching your water. So that video is going to be there for you to plug into. It's completely free, and I'm also going to include the link to the water series that I've created. There's videos and there's ebooks that you can explore. Water is so very important, and when we switch out water, that's really when magic happens. And this is where my journey started. And I used to be 3 dress sizes bigger, struggling with depression and anxiety, drink and drug issues, all of the things. So yeah, it's been a journey, and really cutting all of the shit out of our food. There's so many chemicals that they've put in our food, and I know in America it's even worse than what it is in Europe. And the stuff that's available here in Indonesia, no. If you don't know what the name of something, get it out. Don't just throw it out. Don't even eat it. Why do you want to put that in your body? Your body's a temple. So they get us through our health, because when our physical body is compromised, our mind is compromised, because our gut is our second brain that's linked to our mind. And this is why a lot of people have mental health issues, because they're eating shit. If you eat shit, you're going to think shit. So when we clear our body, which is what this water that I share with you does, it detoxifies our body of all of the shit. When we clear our body and clear our physical vessel, that really allows us to work on our mind. And then once we really clean these out, our mind and our body, then we can really start to connect to our soul and really connect to source, right? And this is everything that I teach in my membership as well. And you can join my membership where you don't even necessarily need to start the business with me that I go into the training. And you get loads of coaching and mentorship resources in there for your personal and your spiritual growth. And it's continually growing as I grow, because this is a lifelong journey. So yeah, there's going to be various different bodies of work that will be birthed through me as I continue to expand, that will be added to this membership. So it's really all about reclaiming our power, first with our health and then with our wealth and with our money. These are the main ways that they're controlling us, is with our health and with our money. They're poisoning our food, they're poisoning our water, and they're putting inflation up, and they're not putting salaries up, and everything's going up. They're taxing us more. They just want us to struggle. They want us to be sick, and they want us to struggle, and they want us to believe that we haven't got any other choice when we have. We have so much choice. It's just a case of making that decision to change things, which again links back to not having our own sense of power and belief in ourselves, because we think, I can't do that. I'm not good enough for that. I need permission. Oh, what are people going to think? And it's just like, fuck all that. Just feed it and move through it and do it and grow. It's a marathon. It's not a race. And the beautiful thing is you don't have to do it alone. You're not alone. First and foremost, you have your angels, you have your guides, and you have the connection to the creator, the higher power, when you just ask and tune in. And you also have people like myself that desire to support and guide you along the way, because you don't have to do it alone. It's not as fun anyway. So yeah, that's all I have to say on the matter. We're getting at 24 minutes. I love you, and you're so powerful. This is the reason why I come on here and share what I do, because of how powerful I know that you are, and simply sharing this reminder and this frequency to inspire you to shift things, to light a fire up that butt, and to start moving towards the life it is that you truly desire. Because if you can see it in your mind's eye, and if you can feel it in your heart, you can be it, you can do it, you can have it. And yes, it's scary, right? Going after what we want is scary, because a huge part of that is letting go of a lot of things, letting go of our old way of being, letting go of people that aren't ready, willing, or desiring to come on the journey with us, letting go sometimes of our old life. I get it. I've let go of my old life. I moved to another country, all on the other side of the world, and let go of my old life. My family is still in the other country, so there's been a lot of grieving in that sense. Grieving in the sense of my old self, my old life, what could have been there. You know, my best friend's there. My best friend's just had a baby. So yeah, there's a lot when it comes to really following our heart and soul's desire. And I'm not saying that following your soul is going to make you move to the other side of the world. All of our journeys are different, right? But what's important is that you're tuned in to yourself enough to know what's right for you and what's not. And a huge part of that is, how do you feel? How do you feel? If you feel bad, that's guidance to move away, and that's guidance to shift things. And if you feel good, then it's for you, right? We follow the feeling, okay? So yeah, that's all I have to say. I love you. If you have anything to say in respect to what I've said, feel free to comment. I love engagement. I love speaking with you, and I love you. I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye bye.